Dear friends, now we will try to learn a new topic, fundamental principles of homeopathic practice. The series of homeopathy gave few fundamental principles to guide us in treatment. 1. Single remedy method. 2. Potentization. 3. Changing the drug. 4. Minimum dose. 5. Selecting the remedy by similarity of symptoms. 6. Treatment by observing the primary and secondary action of medicine. Number 1. Single remedy method. When a medicine is given to a healthy individual, it produces many symptoms in the constitution. The totality of the symptoms is important in arriving at the simillimum. We should not depend on individual symptoms in selecting the remedy. The totality of symptoms produced by a particular medicine in a healthy individual can never be produced by another medicine. So, when we treat a patient, we should never give prominence to a particular single symptom and should consider the totality of symptoms in toto to arrive the simillimum from materia medica and give it to the patient. A patient was suffering from headache, stomachache, sleeplessness, pain in knee joints, constipation, disgust, irritability, anger, tendency to throw away things at hand when he was angry, intolerance to cool breeze, tendency to lose health when nutritious food is taken. The doctor considered the totality of symptoms and gave him 1 dose of Nux vomica 200C. Within 1 or 2 weeks, his disgust, irritability, anger, tendency to throw away things at hand were relieved. The next week, appetite and general vitality improved. Headache, stomachache, and pain in knee joints were gradually relieved. Health was restored. This is an ideal way of treatment. Unlike the above case, suppose another doctor gave Bryonia 200C, keeping in mind his headache. Another doctor gave him opium 200C, giving priority to stomach ache and sleeplessness. Another doctor gave him Rustox 200C, giving priority to pain in knee joints. In these 3 instances, the physical symptoms of the patient will be relieved temporarily, but the symptoms go deep into the vital and mental planes and disease would be strengthened. These 3 doctors gave priority to one single symptom and doing so would be disastrous. Potentization. In homeopathy, medicine should not be used in macro quantities but should be used only in micro quantities by potentizing the medicinal substances. The artificial disease produced in the patient will not last long, as the medicinal substance given is a poison. Vital force will necessarily fight to expel it. Because of this, disease is removed. Potency should be determined based on the constitution of the patient and the intensity and location of the disease. While giving treatment, we should carefully compile the totality of symptoms and identify such a medicine which can produce similar symptoms in healthy individuals and give the same in suitable potency as remedy. A repetition. A second dose should not be given as long as the symptoms recede, weakness gets better, and general vitality increases. we should continue placebo treatment only to satisfy the patient. A second dose of the same remedy should be given when the general vitality of the patient decreases and the symptoms recur. After the second dose, vitality improves again, symptoms recede, and health gradually improves. As long as this continues, we should never increase the potency even by mistake. We should give placebo treatment only just for the patient's satisfaction. If the disease is not deep-rooted, it will be eradicated and health will be restored. If the disease is deep-rooted, after few days, patient will have decreased vitality and mental agility and the symptoms recur. Now, the same medicine should be given in a next higher potency. Like this, in each potency, 2 doses should be given. Potency should be gradually increased based on the recurrence of symptoms, and treatment should be continued till the symptoms are completely relieved. Antidote. When we treat a patient at times, we need to neutralize the medicine previously administered. When required, if we give the same medicine in lower potency, the first dose will be neutralized. In addition, some of the homeo medicines have specific antidotes which, when administered, will neutralize the remedy previously given. Example, natramur is the antidote of argentinitricum. If a patient is given argentinitricum and when complications arise and becomes harmful, 1 dose of natramur will neutralize argentinitricum previously given. Inimical drugs. Some homeopathic medicines are inimical to one another. It is required to change the remedy as and when the totality of symptoms get altered. While changing the remedy, we should take care that the new remedy is not inimical to the one previously given. If not so, complications will arise and may prove fatal to the patient. Example, Merxal and Silesia are inimicals. We should not give Silesia to a patient who was given Merxal previously. If given symptoms aggravate, get complicated and may lead to death. If the situation demands Silesia and it is mandatory to give a dose, we should give 1 dose of heparsulf as intercurrent remedy and then only give Silesia. In the same way, calcarea floor should not follow baryta carb. Changing the drug. When we are giving treatment after giving 1 dose of indicated remedy, if the general vitality is reduced and the totality symptoms changed from the previous one observed, we should carefully consider the new totality now and a new indicated remedy should be given. After giving 1 dose of remedy indicated by the totality of symptoms at times, symptoms may aggravate within hours and suffering may increase. This is called homeopathic aggravation. In this context, we should learn that we have given a lower potency than that required. To relieve the aggravated symptoms, we need to give the same medicine in a higher potency than that previously given. Homeopathic aggravation will be relieved within 24 hours, even though no medicine is given. If aggravation does not recede, we should learn that it is not homeopathic aggravation and take the case sheet afresh and give the indicated remedy considering the totality. Minimum dose. When we start giving treatment to a patient, we should take the case sheet. We should give a remedy indicated by the totality of symptoms and should never give prominence to a single symptom in arriving at the minimum. We should never consider different symptoms as different diseases and prescribe different medicines at a time. Hahnemann, in his textbook Organon, did not prescribe a method using 2 or 3 medicines at a time. After giving 1 dose of indicated remedy, we should not change or repeat medicine unless the condition warrants. This principle should be followed while we give treatment to patients suffering from chronic diseases. But in acute diseases, it is required to change the potency or the remedy as per the severity of the symptoms. Arriving at the minimum. When we treat patients, we have to take the case sheet first. Then we need to identify the generals, mentals, and modalities. Then we have to identify the indicated remedy from materia medica and give 1 dose to the patient. This is the ideal way of treatment. When miasms are much advanced and deep-seated, the doctor has to treat the patient for years together. In such cases, cure may not be possible with a single remedy. In this context, we should follow the case sheet very carefully. Select a remedy mainly based on the mental symptoms and start treatment with 1 dose of the indicated remedy. We should slowly proceed by increasing the potencies if required. After some time, the totality of the symptoms will change and a new set of symptoms similar to those of another medicine get expressed in the constitution. Now we need to prepare the case sheet once again and select a remedy which can produce symptoms similar to those of the patient and give 1 dose. In this way, we should continue the treatment by changing medicine or potency as per the necessity. By this method of treatment, chronic diseases can be cured in few years and the patient will be restored to health. Continuing the treatment by observing the primary and the secondary action of medicine. We should continue the treatment by carefully observing the primary and secondary actions of the medicine after giving 1 dose of the indicated remedy in accordance to the totality of the symptoms. Swasti.